Today, a federal judge dismissed charges against a Kansas man who had a machine gun. The judge essentially said that the ban on machine guns is unconstitutional, saying prosecutors failed to clearly establish constitutional grounds for the ban. It's the first time a court has ruled this way since after a 2022 landmark decision from the Supreme Court. So to break this down, we have our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, with us. So in that 2022 Supreme Court ruling, the High Court said, quote, that restrictions need to be consistent with this nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. What does that mean?
You're talking about the Bruin decision, and this has a wide-reaching implications, but it means, do we have a history of wanting to ban this type of activity? Do we have a history of banning folks that are domestic violence, folks? Do we have a history of banning people that are convicted felons? Do we have a history, or in this case, of banning just machine guns? And so Justice Thomas doubled down on it, which is now saying that we have to have a history before you can ban something when you're talking about firearms. And if there is no history, and it really hasn't talked about the history, does the history need to be 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, or does it need to be recent history? They haven't elaborated. But what it has done is cut out this new carve out for folks to say, well, some of the things that you're attempting to do that maybe we've done for the last 40 or 50 years aren't constitutional. There are a couple of concerns that I have with this judge's opinion, specifically that I think there's a misstep in terms of the way he's approaching how and who implements the laws. Congress, for sure, they are the legislators. They write our laws. And so when you're talking about whether something is constitutional, they have constitutional authority to write the laws. Now, back when it was prohibition, they were attempting to, talk about who could get access to machine guns. And then in the 1860s, they did a complete ban on machine guns. But this wasn't an agency like the most recent cases where you talk about bump stops, where it was, agencies like the ATF doing these advisory opinions and these rulemaking authorities. And then the courts have said, you know what, you don't have authority to do that. This was actually done by Congress, which constitutionally they're allowed to do. So his argument to say that it's unconstitutional, I think, is problematic. The second portion is typically you wouldn't have a trial court judge making that determination. Normally what you'd have is a person be convicted, then they would appeal, and then on appeal, either on the federal appeal level or the Supreme Court would address it. They say, hey, is this even constitutional? So I think this one obviously will be appealed. The state hasn't made a determination yet, but it seems like that judge in this moment has to follow what the Constitution or what our Congress has put as law. And so for me, there are a couple missteps with this comment.
Well, and the Justice Department is going to be the one that can appeal this. How does that process go after that? I
mean, they'll take it to the Court of Appeals. I mean, and the problem is the Supreme Court is ripe for listening and wanting to hear this type of case. Obviously, you have Thomas and folks that are following the Bruin decision wanting to actually get a case like this. I always talk about you want to have a case that has good facts, and you want to have a case that is ripe timing-wise with a good court. This case has great facts. It's a case that can move its way up through the Supreme Court. And so even if they win, they as in the Justice Department win on appeal, it goes to the Supreme Court, and it's a 50-50 toss because we do have a long storied history all the way back to Prohibition of banning machine guns. I'm just not sure if that's the history that they're looking for.
All right, well, we'll have to see what arguments they bring and if it does, in fact, reach it back to the High Court. Khalif, thank you.